Can you share your screen and show us how you're organizing documents in DocReviewPad and TranscriptPad?
Yeah, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I use DocReviewPad. So I'll open DocReviewPad and um I'll open up a case. I'll open up this Wallencam case. And again, it's a lot of it is I develop folders for the different productions. So Guthorn, for example, that was one of the experts in the case. And I move all of his materials that he produced into here. So I can, again, I'm sitting on the couch, I'm going through and I'm reading the emails back and forth between the defense at night. This is all, or this case, one of the defendants in this case is Sunbelt. So they have produced, 3,000 documents. I have them all here. I can look at them on an airplane. They're all right here. And I can just flip through and review all the documents. The way I use DocReviewPad, though, is that if you see up on the top here, this tag or issue right there, as you're reviewing documents, you can tag certain documents, certain pages of documents with issue codes, say punitive damages or liability, whatever. But what I find most helpful is I create issue codes based on witnesses. So if you look at this, so these are the issue codes that I have in this case. You can see that this document, Marcus Dillo, I've spelled that wrong. It's supposed to be with a W. This is actually a document that I've used with that I marked for Marcus Dillo, right? So say that I wanted this page and I wanted it only for Mitchell Strazalko. I simply, whoops. Well, let's just say I wanted Mike Borchert. I just marked the page, and it's as simple as highlighting the different page. And you can also what's called you see that speed review on the bottom. That's also super handy. Instead of using this, you have the speed review as you're going through documents. Say I want this one to apply to Brent Hoover. So again, you create these folders, or you mark the document for whatever witness, and then here's the beauty, right? So now let's go back. Now I'm going to export down here. I'm gonna do an export, and I'm gonna do an export of these Sunbelt documents that I was just looking at, right? 18 Sunbelt 1838 to 3002. So I'm gonna do an export, and I'm gonna say, do you want to export by document or pages? Well, since some of them I was marking more than just the document, I was marking specific pages. I'm going to do it by page so that if you mark something document, it'll move over the entire document. But I was also marking. So then you say, okay, so what do you want to export? I turn off export all. I don't want to do that. I turn this off. And then I find, let's say I want to, so I turn off the issue codes. And let's say I want to move over all the documents for Michael Borchert, because I'm going to take Michael Borchert's deposition in a few days. So I've gone through the documents, identified what documents I want to talk about with Michael Borchert, and I issue coded those and mark them Borchert Michael. So then I turn on that, right? So now all that's going to be exported are the documents that I marked for Michael Borchert. You select what to include. Do you want confidential privilege? Sure. Include with the export. Yeah, you can include all that. Choose the naming convention. This is fine. And then you choose where you want to export them to. And I'm going to export them to TrialPad. Now think about this. What I just did is I just went through 3,000 pages of documents. I marked however many pages that I wanted to review with Mike Borchert. Now I'm going to be able to export those over to TrialPad and have the folder that I'm then going to use during the deposition of the documents that I want to use with him. It's flawless. So, and it just works.